it done. Truth is, bitch still be tripping over my last nigga. Out of season, bitch putting on what I had on last winter. Truth is, bitch twice my age but half my bag. PSA to all these weak ass hoes. Kiss my ass.
Hey, it's your girl Kaywooh back again with another video, and I'm here to do a simple everyday makeup, so get ready with me. I'm just gonna be doing my face. I don't do like a complete beat face. I just do something pretty simple because a lot of the time I'm waking up looking dead. Okay, so to revive myself, I just do something simple and I still feel beautiful and confident. So this video is going to entail that, on top of us talking about communication and overthinking. So just stay tuned because this video is going to entail that. And of course, I have to do my face, and it's gonna look cute because it's gonna look exactly like how the fuck I look now. So just stay tuned. Okay, so we're back. So the first thing that I do, I add a primer to my face just to make sure that the makeup is sitting on this and not necessarily my skin. This one's pretty cheap. I got this from Shein, but if you want to be expensive, like how I can be sometimes, you can go to like Sephora or Ultra. It's up to you. I end up going to Fenty. Well, I went to Sephora, but I stick with the Fenty line because it's Rihanna, of course. Like, if she wasn't Rihanna, I would still stick with a black line. Just so long as it's a black person, I'm going to stick with it. So this is it. But today, I'm actually going to go in with just the regular cheap from Shein. This does it very well. Just so long as it's able to stick to your skin and it dries up, you're fine. So we're just going to go ahead and add this to my face. That's to my face. We're just gonna dry it up. We're gonna go in with a concealer. Where is it? I'm gonna go in with a concealer 450 from again Fenty Beauty. So we're gonna go in. I do not like this ring, like, at least I feel like I just have like a ring like under my eyes, or just, I don't know. So I'm just gonna go in here. I go in everywhere where I feel like it's kind of pretty dark. So I just go here. I have freckles too, so you have to mind that. Okay. Freckles. Okay. And then we're going to go in. You can go with a sponge, but I'm just going to go in like a little brush here. And I'm just going to brush all this in. We're going to go all the way down to the neck. I'm going to move my hair out the way. It's okay if you cover over your like face jewelry, because you can always take a baby wipe and you can just like clean or wipe off of the makeup that's on your face jewelry. So don't even like sweat that part. We can always do that last when everything is together. And yes, I did get my makeup I did get my hair done yesterday, so it's looking fabs. I love it. I haven't pulled back right now because I'm doing my hair, obviously. So I'm doing my makeup, obviously. So we're just gonna do this. So yeah, so us overthinkers, like, we think really bad. I have this bad, like, it will keep me up like all night. And I would just be like, oh my fucking god, like, who the fuck wants to stay up all goddamn night thinking about some shit that they have no control over? And that's kind of like, honestly, like, that's kind of like what made me be like, okay, Kayla, let this shit the fuck go, because this problem is gonna be here tomorrow. So I feel for like us overthinkers, it's okay to overthink, but not overthink for so freaking long, because you will literally lose your sleep. You're probably sleeping next to your partner and they are just sleeping their little ass away, and you're over here up all night like, he's cheating on me, I saw some shit in his phone, now I can't sleep, or I'm overthinking a job position, I done did all the stuff I need to do, but yet they said this, so I'm overthinking that. So it's just a lot that plays into an overthinker, and I really feel bad for us overthinkers. It got to a point that I was nervous that it was ruining my relationship, but again, I think it worked better for you if you're an overthinker. If you have a partner, and I'm not saying this is not my partner, because this is my partner, but and he's still learning. But I just think like when you have someone that understands or tries their best to, on a more better level, trying to understand an emotional side, because men are just as emotional, they just don't showcase it as much as females. But if he is just as tied into his emotions, I think when it comes to you being emotional and you over processing something or over analyzing or overthinking something, they have a better grasp of trying to understand where that's coming from and why you do it in the first place, and they're a bit more supportive in that aspect. So for me, like, I have someone who tries their best, and I appreciate him trying. You know, he does the best that he can. He's always supportive, and he's always there for me, and he's always wanting to make sure that I'm okay. So I take all of that into consideration. A lot of the work obviously comes from myself, but it's always good to have someone that is there for you in those moments. But again, when it comes to like an early relationship, that person is still trying to be themselves and still trying to stay pure to them. And then you have, you know, yourself, and you're trying to stay pure to you. So I think in the beginning, when it comes to an overthinker, the guy might not be as present with trying to grasp that understanding, because they're just trying to stick to their norm. And I think kind of like entails normity. Like, this person's trying to stick with them and you're trying to stick with you. But again, a partnership is a two-way street, so it's not just a single partnership. Like, you have to communicate. That's why communication comes into a big play. And I can admit, I thought that I was communicating so well, and I realized that I was not. I was not communicating the best way I could. And here we are 3 years into a relationship, and we're still trying our best to make sure that we communicate the best way we know how, which is crazy in itself. But I think in this day and age, no one knows how to be patient. And so when trying to learn and unlearn things, we're very pushy with it. We're not trying to take our time and grasp the understanding of what's happening. So a lot of the time, we're just kind of rushful with a lot of things. So for me, I was just like, wow, okay, well, I thought I was good in this, and it takes time to try to gain a full access to being patient for real, where patience does not bother you, yet you're still waiting. When it comes to particular things, you have the right to be patient to, but of course you have to have your boundaries and just making sure, like, okay, look, I have patience in me, but my patience is not going to be overstimulated and misused. So you have to be conscientious of that. So right now we're gonna go on with a blush. I'm just gonna place it here. This light might be a bit too. I like to put it like this. Okay, and then just pat on here, and then I like to just put it up here, and my nose in here. I used to also put it here, but I don't put it there no more. So we're just going to turn this light down, because I don't think you can fully see like my face for real. So we're going to try this way. Okay, so after the blush with my everyday face, I'm going to go in with a, what is it? And again, another Fenty product. This is like a illuminating like glitter. This is something like you will put here. You can put at the tip of your nose here. So this is what I apply. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I had a bigger brush, but I can't find it. I'm just gonna go in with my brush. I also have a mirror here, so I'm just gonna be looking at the mirror, okay? So I'm just gonna place it here. Here. I'm also gonna pat here. Okay. Okay, like this. I just like to put it at the top of my lip. Like that. I also like to put it on my forehead as well. So I just want to make sure it's like blended in pretty well. Okay. Okay, and then we're gonna go in. I also have another Fenty product. A Fenty product. This is like a not a bronze. It's a darker color, like a contour. So you're just gonna contour those areas to make them appear a bit smaller. So I'm gonna go in with my Fenty brush. My Fenty brush here. Again, I'm looking at my mirror, so just to let y'all know. We're gonna go ahead into the nose here. We're gonna brush into the nose, okay? And then we're gonna go up on the cheeks. Like this. We're gonna go around the chin. Okay. Then we're gonna go up here on the forehead, because this is also very important that you go up here with it. Okay. Then once you're done placing where everything needs to go, you're just gonna go ahead and blend. Okay. Don't worry about your facial jewelry, because we're just gonna wipe that off after. Okay. And your chin and everything like that. Okay, so next what we're gonna do, I tend to use the blush as like a base of my eye palette here. So I'm gonna use that just for right now because I'm wearing red. We're gonna use that. Okay. So I think another good thing for overthinkers, what you should do, which is hard, it just depends on your journey. Excuse me. It just depends on your journey and your experiences, but I can speak for me. For me, my overthinking is so bad. I journal. So I just take the time to try to journal. What is it that I am thinking or feel like it's going to happen, especially when it comes to my job, my relationship, my future life, like whatever. Like I journal everything. So I take the time to journal, and then I also say a prayer. I used to be the type of person that I never really believed in prayers, because every time I said a prayer, it was never listened to. At least I felt like it was never listened to. And at the same time, like I just felt like my prayers were never answered. So I never really like paid attention in regards to that. So I would say journal. If you're with you being an overthinker, you definitely need to journal. You definitely need to talk to yourself a lot. As an overthinker, I'm constantly talking to myself. My boyfriend has called me numerous of times like, are you okay? I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I'm just talking to myself, you know. So talk to yourself. Journal. My best outlet, I feel like, and I was never like this, was going to the gym. So I'm just trying to better health myself and channel my overthinking with applying it to other things. I also like to do videos, hence I'm doing a video. You know, yeah, I feel my best when I have my hair done, my face is done, my nails and feet are done. Like I just feel good overall about myself. I think that will also help an overthinker. I think also too, having a partner that's okay with reassurance, having a partner that's okay where you feel comfortable enough to express. If you don't feel too comfortable, I think try your best to find a way to be able to have that conversation with them before it gets bad. But just maybe like addressing it in a different way. But again, you have to remind yourself that they don't understand from your level, and if they do, again, it all ties down to communication. So I would say, because I've had those times with myself where I felt like I was afraid to speak on things. Again, it just depends on your partner. It depends on how they think. It depends on how they might judge you. It just depends. And so I think if you are able to have a conversation where you can express being less judgmental or creating a safe space where you're able to communicate and you're able to talk about things, I think it will overall help an overthinker. So you're definitely not alone. I go through this shit all the time, and if I could pick something else to stress about, I really would. I would not want to be a freaking overthinker, so definitely take that into consideration. So the next step, we're gonna go ahead our mascara. I do have another mascara, but I think it's all the way in my purse, so we're just gonna use this one. My pink one looks just like this one, like a hot pink. It looks just like this one, but it gives more volume. This one, I think this one gives more like, oh, it doesn't even say it. It probably gives more length if anything. So we're just gonna add this. I'm probably gonna use my mirror because I can't see through this camera. So yeah, it's giving length. So we're just gonna give it some length here. Okay. It's giving length. Okay, length. Yes, it's giving length. So we're just gonna go ahead and do the other eye. Length. Oh, look at cute already. Look at it simple. I told you I was gonna look like how I looked before we started. This just kind of like, I just feel like it kind of like dries me up a bit because I have oily skin. So that thing almost got in my eye. Oily skin, so how's that looking? It's looking cute. Okay. And then of course I always top it off with a lip gloss. So some tips I can give an overthinker in communication. They play a role because an overthinker needs someone who's strong-willed in communicating. So if you're a female overthinker, you need a strong male communicator. And if you're an overthinking male, then you need a strong woman communicator. And overthinkers, we seek reassurance. We seek no judgment, and we also seek being proven wrong. I've said this before in my intro video, but it's the truth. Like, we seek a lot of the time being wrong because we always think, or our thoughts is always right. We can't decipher if what we think is wrong because we don't have a direct answer. And then even then, when we get a direct answer, we're naturally going to question it. So a good thing is like men, they're like, okay, logically 1 + 1 is 2, right? And this can also be a female trait, but an overthinker is also an overthinking trait. So if a logical thinker knows that 1 + 1 is 2, an overthinker / female, we're going to be like, oh, 1 + 1 is 2, but why? We question it instead of just saying 1 + 1 is fucking 2, roll with it, right? And here are the reasons why it is. An overthinker still will process, okay, but why is it 2? Not just because you just explain why it is, but we go on a more deeper level instead of just accepting that 1 + 1 is freaking 2. Okay, so and even when we're proven wrong, we're still gonna do it. So it's kind of like, well, shit, what the fuck is an overthinker gonna do? It's more of like an inner battle, and I think a lot of the time it just entails of reassurance and not being judged for it, because people who are the opposite of that, they're just gonna be like, okay, I can't deal with someone like this because y'all see stuff like this and we see stuff like that, and then we just move forward from it. But at the same time, it's like, if you have a partner that's an overthinker, especially if she's a female, we really care about just being reassured. We care about our thought process. So I would say validating that we have a mind of our own. You don't have to agree to it, but at the same time, it's like, okay, but that's her opinion, and I respect that that's hers, whether I agree or disagree to it or not. But also letting her know your thought process, like, okay, and you have to say it in a way, you have to say it in a way that's understanding for a woman to grasp. So like, just understanding, like, okay, this is how she feels, and I'm going to also reassure her that she's not dumb, she's not slow, she's not stupid, she's not going crazy, but that's just her thought. But let me try to simmer her down. A lot of the time, overthinkers just want to be simmered down because we think so much, and the our switch does not turn off, unless, like for me, my switch turns off when my partner is around and I could just fixate on just focusing on him. But a lot of the time when I'm by myself or I'm just trying to figure out things on my own, I overanalyze and overthink a lot of different things, and it freaks me out because it will put me in a position where I might self-sabotage something that's really good for me, if that's a partner, if that's a job, or if that's something and telling anything else, like, because my brain over processes a lot of different things and I don't know what's truly best for me, and I realize that life is about taking risk, we tend to overthink that. So right now I've had some times where I've overthinked my 3.5-year relationship, and it's not a bad way, it's just I'm just protective of myself because I've been through hurt. But I know I'm not the only person that's been through it, but if I'm just speaking on me, like, I've been through a lot of pain and hurt, and so I just want to make sure that this is where I'm supposed to be, and I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. Just a lot of different things cross my mind. So when my partner asks, like, what you're thinking about, like, I try not to express so much because, again, it just depends on your partner. If your partner might be overstimulated with you expressing so much, so it's not to say that you can't express to them, but you're probably better off expressing to someone who is just as expressive, or expressing to someone that you might feel more vulnerable being expressive with. It's not saying I'm not expressive with my partner, it's just, you know, based off how he is and how things go, I think it just, certain people you can express things to, where if you're seeking a particular answer, that's what I'm saying. Like with guys, like, if you're going to express something emotional, most likely they're going to respond with a logical answer. So if you're not seeking a logical answer, you're better off going to a female who will give you that emotional support. And it's not to say that a man can't do it, it's just naturally it takes them more time to try to grasp that emotional side. So that's been very hard for me to deal with because I feel connected with my partner, and I don't want my partner to feel like he can't know about my traumas or what I'm thinking about or going through. It's just, it can just be very difficult for me. So it's okay as an overthinker if you're going through a lot of things and you're trying to figure out if it's best to express this to my man partner or better to express this to a female where they have a better understanding because they're a female. But understandable if you're trying to express this to a man, because you're like, this is also my partner, my best friend, my lover, you're everything, and you also want him to be indulged in that part of your life. So I totally understand that. Totally understand. So this is my face, you guys. Pretty simple. Y'all probably think it don't look like nothing, but I literally said that disclaimer in the intro of this video. I said that when I do my face, it's literally gonna look like I did nothing. So it's a pretty simple face. I just added a concealer. Everything is from Fenty besides the mascara. I actually got that from Maybelline, New York. You can get that from a Walgreens, a CVS. You can even get it from like a TJ Maxx. It's literally like $5.99, $7.99. You can get it. Anything Fenty is gonna be pretty expensive, but they're pretty good products. Again, I got the primer from Shein. Like, I literally get everything from Shein. But this is my everyday look. My hair is already pulled back. This is my chill day. I want it to be cute, but I also wanted to make a video. So I do appreciate you staying tuned to this video. Of course, if you're an overthinker, if you have anxiety, you over communicate, your communication isn't all that great, it's definitely okay to be that way because things will get better over time. Just stay strong, stick it out. Sometimes if you feel like you need to dismiss yourself, like dismiss yourself. Like where you feel like your partner's not understanding something, it's okay to just take that energy and recenter it back to yourself. It's not to say that your partner is bad. It's just like, okay, they don't understand on your level of understanding, and that's not meaning that you judge them for not understanding you. You just take that time and say, okay, you know what? I said what I could. I thought I could express it the best way I could. I'm going to center that focus onto me, and then you might come back and be like, oh, okay, that's what she meant, or that's what he meant. You know, so just taking that time and just focusing that part of you when you're having those flares or when you're having those moments, to focus it on yourself, because it will get better over time. I've been dealing with this damn near my entire life, and I think just depends on like the situation that you're in, the trauma that you face, depends on the severity of your trauma and your overthinking. So it's something I feel like I'm gonna battle with for the rest of my life, but it's not gonna be so powerful like it is now. And here I am, 29 years old. So thanks for staying tuned to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Pretty simple with my everyday get ready with me makeup. When I go to work, when I go hang out with friends, I do a complete beat face, but I don't really do that often because it just takes too long. And then I feel like when I hug someone, all the makeup, excuse me, I feel like all the makeup gets on my boyfriend. And yeah, no, he be looking so good and sexy. Like, I don't like want all my makeup to get up on him. So I try to do something light. But I appreciate you for staying tuned to this video. And also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.